right, let's get a cold start. It's actually cold outside too, believe it or not. Fired right up too. Fired right up. Oh, get it. Smell that E85. Everyone, and today you guys can see it's pretty bad outside, man. It's cold, it's raining. I gotta make a quick stop. Hopefully you guys are having a good rest of your day, start your day, whatever time it may be. Hope you guys are having a good Thanksgiving. It's still kind of early. It is Thanksgiving Day, the day I'm recording this. Could have took the other car, but I kind of want to go ahead and see how this car would do in cold weather and in the rain, because we got the Toyo TQs on here, which are technically a radial. Well, not technically, they are a radial, but these tires are supposedly supposed to be pretty good in the rain and in the cold, as opposed to the R888Rs, which aren't that good. Now, I've had R888Rs before. I had those on the BRZ. I had 255, 35, 18s, all the way around. I drove that car multiple times in the rain and in the cold, because I had those tires mounted when I still lived in Illinois. And I did drive that car when it was like 30 degrees outside. You know, there's honestly salt on the ground, which wasn't a good idea. And honestly, those tires weren't that bad. Like, obviously you can't do any pulls in them. You know, you can't go crazy, but as far as getting to point A to point B, they weren't that bad. Now, obviously because I live in Texas, it is 50 degrees outside, which theoretically is cold as hell for Texas. 50 degrees in Texas feels like 30 degrees in Illinois. I don't know what it is, but for those of you who have, you know, moved from Chicago to Houston, or, you know, whatever, it's a Midwestern state to a southern state, you know that 50 degrees here definitely does not feel like 50 degrees back in the Midwest. It feels significantly cold, like 20 degrees colder. Like things don't work when it's 50 degrees out here. You power surges, you know, it's bad when it gets to 50 degrees out here. You know if you know. But I did want to go ahead and test out the Toyo TQs, because I know a lot of people were asking the question when I did get them, are they good in the rain? Can you daily drive with these tires? Now, I've been actually daily driving with these tires ever since I got them mounted on. This technically is my daily driver. I don't drive the 350 with weather like this, because I have on the Mickeys, and obviously with the 19-inch Mickey Thompsons, they don't work. I already know for a fact 19-inch Mickey Thompsons, they don't work well realistically. At high speeds you get the wobble, so there's no way I'm going to go out when it's 50 degrees and raining with that car. But so far so good with the Toyo TQs. I've driven the Toyo TQs in the rain before, but it was like 80, 85, 90 degrees outside. Now that it's actually cold, 50 degrees, this is kind of when these tires start to stop working, because from previous encounters, the Mickeys are good. Once it gets into the 40s, the Mickeys like stop working. I had the Mickeys on the white 2 valve, which was making only, what is going on up here? Which was making only like around, you know, mid to upper 400 wheel. When I had the white 2 valve, the Mickeys completely stopped working around like 45 degrees, spinning in all gears, which is kind of unfortunate because that car really wasn't making all that power and it just would not hook up. It was spinning like crazy. Obviously, you know, it's raining outside, so I want to do a test to see, you know, how sketchy or how not sketchy it would be just to drive this car, you know, in the rain, 50 degrees, and so far so good. You know, I'm not feeling like I'm out of control. I feel like I have complete control of the car, you know, knock on the plastic here. But I think the huge thing about that is that I'm running 17-inch wheels, which I believe the smaller the wheel, don't quote me on this, I believe the smaller the wheel, the more control you have, because 19s with the Mickeys, it was not feeling good at all. 15s with the Mickeys, however, that felt completely different. That actually felt like I was in control. I did take that car out a couple times when it was cold outside. I remember I took it out when it was like 30 degrees earlier this year, like in January, when we had that wicked cold front when it was like 25 degrees here, which felt like 10. I feel like, dude, I feel like what is that rattling? Probably because I got my windows up. Like shit is, I feel like shit is like shaking more now. I don't know what's going on up here, but I'm about to actually turn out because whoa, holy shit. Hope everybody's okay. There's definitely something going on up here. Oh, accident. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Yup, bad accident. Holy. Whoa. Yep. Like I said, guys, when it gets 50 degrees and raining outside here in Texas, things just shut down, quite literally. Like, people forget how to drive, you know, you see a lot more wrecks on the road. But so far, so good with this thing, man. You guys can hear my clutch chattering like a motherfucker right now. But not bad, man. I mean, I'm going like 50 miles an hour right now. Like 50 miles an hour is like, you know, the max you should be driving, you know, when it's cold and raining, with slicks. Like this is like, you know, not slicks, but radials. Definitely with slicks, I wouldn't even take the car out in this type of weather. But so far, you know, I feel like I'm in control. I mean, the car is not, you know, not going side to side. Because when I took out the 350 in this weather, not really raining, but kind of cooler outside, you can kind of feel like the side to side wobble when you're trying to go, you know, above 50 miles an hour with the 19-inch wheels on there. Which honestly is something that I don't like about the Mickey Thompsons and 19s. I just don't think they work that well. I mean, I've never had good success with them. Yeah, obviously you can't do stuff like that. But I do know some people that have had issues with the 19-inch Mickeys, just kind of trying to get from point A to point B when the weather is not acclimate, because like this is pretty bad. I'm gonna do a small acceleration because I kind of want to see how it would feel if I had to get out of like a situation. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, look, I'm gonna tell you guys this right now, I rolled into it, but here's the thing, I'm kind of glad I did that just to go ahead and test it out. You know, pretty sketchy to do that, but as you guys can see with the Toyos in the rain, unlike the Mickeys, you spin straight, right? It's not like the car is fishtailing and kicking out. You're spinning straight. That's a good thing. You know, I would much rather spin straight than have the car spin out because you can correct it. I'm gonna try it again a little bit. You see? Like the car is spinning straight, which is good. It's spinning. You're not getting traction, obviously, because, you know, it's a radial, but you are in control. I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna test my luck, but if you had to get out of a situation, unfortunately, you're not gonna have traction, but, it's a very big but, the car isn't going to completely kick out, you know what I'm saying? And obviously you got to be smart with it. I'm rolling into it. This car, you know, it's not fast, but at the same time it's not slow. I mean, it makes 600 horsepower. The car weighs, you know, 3,200 pounds. This will, you know, this will get out of its way when it hooks, and it does, proof from the channel. But in the rain, you know, this is definitely, you know, a sketchy, dangerous car if you don't have the proper traction, which, you know, obviously with these tires I don't, but it is spinning in a straight line, which I'm very, very, very surprised about, which is good. So far so good. I do recommend actually picking up the Toyo TQs if you do have 17-inch wheels. I think these are definitely some of the best tires on the market. I've had zero issues hooking this car up from a 60-mile-an-hour roll at 600 wheel horsepower. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at 40, you are gonna be spinning. You're not really gonna have traction when the weather is a little bit cooler. Once it starts to get below, you know, I'm gonna say 50 degrees, because I've been taking this car out in boost weather when it's 50 degrees, it spins, and from a 40, but from a 60 you're good to go. You know, obviously, I mean, a lot of tires are going to fail at like 50 degrees, you know, that are not really suited for that weather. But for the most part, I am very, very impressed with these tires. I think they're rock solid. You know, they are rock solid because it's cold, but I think these are pretty solid. If you're looking for a performance tire, you know, that can hook up a higher horsepower application, but you do want to go ahead and daily drive it, or at least get to point A from point B, you know, if you don't have a vehicle to take you to point A from point B, you know, when it is wet and cold outside, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I really did not expect these tires to actually be as good as they are right now, because, you know, I've had multiple compounds. It's not like I'm just, you know, dick riding the Toyos. I've had Vicky Thompsons, I have had R888Rs, and I think that a lot of people kind of misunderstand, you know, the Toyo R888Rs versus the TQs. Like, if you're looking for a car that goes fast in a straight line, the TQs are what you need to be looking for, and the R888Rs are something you want to be, you know, running if you're trying to do like a circuit or whatnot. So really I'm really impressed with these. These are some pretty rock solid tires, and they're cheap too, which is a huge thing. They're way cheaper than the Mickeys, and they're way cheaper than the R888R. So I'd probably jump on these, you know, if you're looking for something. Fire this thing back up. Oh, baby. Woo! Switch my GoPro angle. Let me know if you kind of like this vibe where, you know, I do half the video with the POV angle and then half the video with this angle. I can definitely make that happen. just the rattle, which honestly doesn't even bother me because this car, I mean, you know, it has so many other things going on. The rattle doesn't bother me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The car still does what it's supposed to do, and you know, that's all I wanted out of this car. So we'll see. I'm probably just gonna realistically leave it the way it is right now and just run it until, you know, I have to replace the clutch or the transmission, because the transmission again is still working. So it's like, you know, why do I want to take out the transmission, you know, when it's still working perfectly fine? It's not grinding gears at all, you know what I'm saying? I'm only getting blackout because of the clutch, and I know for a fact it is the clutch. It's like, what do I do? Put it on the comment section what you would do. What I should do is just buy like another $1,000 shitter and just boost to 350, and then take this out, you know, when it's time to race with this car, and then obviously run the 350 when it's time to run that car. That's what I really need to do. I need to get like another daily driver that I won't modify. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. The thing is, like, the car isn't like, it's not slipping up. Oh my God, brother, what are you doing? This car isn't slipping up top either. So there's something that I think it's the throwout. I don't know. It's the clutch, the throwout bearing. You know, obviously when you take out the throwout bearing, you know, you got to do the clutch at the same time, and it'd be a waste of time to not do it at the same time. So it's just one of those things. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'll tell you this right now. When I do replace the clutch in this car, if I do not do the transmission at the same time, I'm not going to put a twin disc in here, because I'm going to get as much life out of this stock 3650 as possible. I will tell you that right now. Because it's putting in fucking work, dude. Like, a lot of people love to say, oh, the 3650s brake at 400 horsepower, they brake at 450. You know, a lot of, you know, people who just form ride and whatnot. This thing is putting up a beating at 600 wheel. And it's been like this for months, and I have been beating this car at 600 wheel. So it'd be a shame just to pull it out, you know, when it's not broke, you know. Knock on the plastic. So I'm probably just gonna replace the clutch when I need to replace the clutch. Like, when I lose third gear is when I replace the clutch, or when it starts to slip. If it does start to slip. It stopped raining, which is dope. Woo! This rattle. Oh my goodness. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wanted to get on here just to kind of give a test to the the Toyo TQs and W tires. So if you guys enjoyed the content, drop a like in the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Let me know what you guys would do